We'll talk about that.
It's quite poor. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ian and this channel is all about music and art, and I recently got this book, which is 1001 Songs to Hear Before You Die. And what I thought would be quite an interesting idea would be to work my way through it, but actually do a reaction video to as many of the songs as possible. Some of those songs we won't be able to do a reaction video on because record companies block some of this stuff. But so I thought we'd start at the beginning, and if we start at the beginning, the first song in here is O Solo Mio by Enrico Caruso. Now, I was never into opera or light opera, but this is a recording from 1918, I think 1916, 1918. Doesn't actually say in here, but it considered to be a classic song that we need to actually listen to. I've picked a video on YouTube, and this is a chap who has re-recorded it from an original 70 RPM record, shellac record, and I thought that was quite an interesting way of looking at it, because we'll actually be able to have a look at the record playing at the same time. I don't think there's any footage, any film footage of Caruso singing, or I haven't found any anyway. So let me get my headphones and then we'll have a go at this. I love the 78 recorder. And then a picture of Caruso. I have to say that, I mean, obviously, it's an old recording. It's a 1908 or whatever it is. 1907 it says here, recorded 17th of March 1907. But the quality of the recording, considering the technology that was about at the time, is pretty spectacular, really. Yes, there's a lot of surface noise. It's a 78. There's a lot of mechanical noise as well. But first impressions, it's fantastic, really. From the music point of view, it doesn't say anything to me. Is this and so far, the jury is out as to whether this is one of the 1001 songs that you've got to hear before you die. But let's play on. I mean, Caruso has got, you can tell he's got an absolutely fantastic voice, and actually the melody of the song is incredibly strong, and quite memorable. I have heard this before, but it's not something that I would normally come into contact with, but a spectacular melody and a spectacular voice still comes across after all these decades. Now that picture there with Caruso singing from the sheet music, I'm more fascinated by what the guy with the newspaper is doing, really, and why he isn't really paying a huge amount of attention. And we can only assume that he is performing without a microphone, which is what opera singers used to do in theatres. That's the whole idea, is why they were trained. But the fact that he's able to be outside and give a fantastic concert. But I'm just fascinated by the guy with the newspaper who is looking down at something or other. I've just noticed that from an audio recording point of view, and it is, because of when it is, it's a fantastic recording, but it's all voice and you can't really hear the orchestra very much. It's probably because the whole thing was probably recorded on one microphone live. Even but the orchestra is actually very, very quiet by comparison to the voice, which is, we are listening to a record that is Caruso, so I get that really. The big finish. I'm quite blown away with that, really. Like I say, it's not my style of music that I would normally listen to, but actually, I think it was really quite exceptional. Clearly, I started off thinking, is this really, one of the 1001 songs to listen to? But actually, I can see why it's in the book, because actually, it's quite spectacular, as his vocal rendition of the song. Like I say, I wouldn't buy it. It's not really my sort of music, but from a historical point of view, spectacular. But tell me what you think. Pop it in the comments down below, and I'll see you again for another one of these 1001 songs that you need to hear before you die. In fact, the next song in the list is Betty Smith with St. Louis Blues. So that should be something spectacular. So thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Cheers now. Bye bye.